The best relationship of your life probably wasn't real. I know that's a hard sentence, but stay with me because understanding what I'm about to tell you might be the most important thing you do this week. Most people who survive a narcissistic relationship describe the beginning the same way: electric, effortless, like the universe finally got it right, like this person had been built specifically for them. And here's the devastating part. That feeling wasn't a lie. Not exactly. It was a construction, a manufactured experience, engineered in the first 7 days with a precision most people can't imagine, because most people have no idea a blueprint even exists. Today, we are going through that blueprint, step by step, day by day. Before we go through the days, you need to understand what love bombing actually is, because the term gets thrown around so loosely now that most people think they know it. They don't. Not really. Love bombing is not just excessive affection. Underneath, it is a calculated psychological operation designed to bypass your rational evaluation system and create an artificial emotional dependency before you have had any real experience of who this person is. In the next 7 minutes, we go through the exact sequence. One more thing. Neuroscience has a name for what this process does to your brain, and it is chemically identical to cocaine addiction. By the time we hit day 6, you'll see why that addiction makes it almost impossible to leave, even when the red flags start screaming. Do not skip ahead. Day 1, the discovery. It begins with a question, not a normal first conversation question, a deep one. What's the thing you've always wanted that no one has ever really given you? It sounds like emotional intelligence. It is actually data collection. They are finding out what would make you feel chosen. By the end of day 1, they have your blueprint. Day 2, the mirror. They reflect everything back at you, your values, your humor. It's a technique called mirroring, a false intimacy shortcut. Your brain registers deep compatibility, but it's just your own reflection wearing someone else's face. Day 3, the intensity. Dial, the communication becomes relentless. Good morning text, constant check-ins. It feels like devotion, but your nervous system is being trained to depend on it. That dependency is the goal. Day 4, the future painting. They start talking about the future. We should go there together. I've never felt this way this fast. Every sentence is a small investment. Your brain starts calculating the cost of walking away, and it's already higher than it should be after only 4 days. This is where the sunk cost fallacy kicks in. Even though it's only been 96 hours, your brain has already built up a mental gallery of a perfect future. You've started telling your friends about them. You've started imagining the holidays. Now, even if you see a tiny red flag, your brain will actively work to ignore it. Why? Because admitting the red flag is real means admitting the beautiful future you just built is a lie. Your brain would rather stay in the pleasant hallucination than face the cold reality of the predator. You are now a co-conspirator in your own manipulation. Stop. We are about to enter the second half of the first week. This is where the experiment turns into a trap. Days 1 through 4 were about flooding you. Days 5, 6, and 7 are about the hook. And the most dangerous moment, the specific pivot point I told you about, happens on day 6. Stay with me. Day 5, the neuroscience. Moment by day 5, your brain is being conditioned to associate this person with pleasure and safety. Neuroscientists call this intermittent variable reinforcement. The reward doesn't need to be constant, it needs to be unpredictable. This is the same mechanism behind slot machines and chemical addiction. You aren't falling in love, you are becoming dependent on a stimulus. Day 6, the first withdrawal. This is the pivot point. Without warning, they go slightly quiet. A response takes longer. The warmth drops by 10%. You might not consciously notice it, but your nervous system does. Suddenly, you are working harder to get that warmth back. They haven't done anything yet, but you are already chasing. That is the hook. Day 7, the reinstatement. The warmth floods back. Your relief is overwhelming. The disproportionate joy is the final seal. Your brain now knows the panic of their absence, and it will do almost anything to avoid feeling it again. You have been conditioned. I told you there is one phrase, almost universal, that love bombing targets here in the first week. Here it is. I don't normally do this. I don't normally feel this fast. But there's something different about you. If you heard that, understand this. That phrase is not a confession. It is a script. It works because it sounds exactly like something you would want to be true. What you felt during love bombing was real. Not the connection with the person, but the neurological experience. Your dopamine and oxytocin were authentic. The narcissist didn't create your love. They triggered it. They found the mechanism and they pressed the button. That is why the end feels like withdrawal. You are not mourning a person. You are detoxing from a chemical process engineered without your consent. You didn't fall for someone. You were dosed. So how do you break the circuit? You introduce the one thing a narcissist cannot tolerate: friction. A predator in the first week needs speed to keep your rational mind offline. If you find yourself in this electric beginning, try setting a small boundary. Say no to a date. Take 4 hours to reply to a text. A healthy person will respect your pace. A love bomber will either pivot to anger or escalate the pressure. Real love is a slow burn. A wildfire just wants to consume the forest. If it feels like it's moving too fast to breathe, it's because they are trying to suffocate your intuition. There is a significant difference, and knowing it changes everything. Now you know how the first week works. But love bombing is only one chapter in a much larger playbook. If you want to see how these same psychological traps are scaled up, not just by individuals, but by brands, media, and the structures of society, you need to see our core investigation. 10 manipulation tactics used on you every day. It declassifies the systems designed to keep you compliant and unaware. Watch that one right now, it's on your screen. And if you want to understand the evolutionary glitches that make these tactics possible in the first place, subscribe. On Friday, May 1st, we are declassifying the 10 cognitive biases that are controlling your decisions right now. You'll learn why your own brain is often the one setting the trap. See you there.